you create very real memories. And for the first time, the tree felt real joy. Shop Black Friday deals at balsamhill.co.uk.
This is an important message for people living with diabetes, from people living with diabetes.
When I was experiencing the symptoms of diabetes, I didn't know what was going on.
You go on the internet and it's full of horror stories. You don't know where to begin and you don't know what to believe.
I didn't understand about carbs, I didn't understand about blood glucose levels.
I was scared and I was worried.
I didn't understand diabetes full stop.
That's why the support I get as a Diabetes UK member is so important.
You can become a Diabetes UK member too. To join us now, just call 0800 144 5406 and become a member today for just £3 a month. When you do, you'll receive a practical guide specific to your type of diabetes and a copy of Balance magazine 4 times a year. Balance is filled with news and inspiring real-life stories from members just like you. And you'll receive regular emails and vital updates that will help you feel informed and supported. Plus, you'll help support research that could lead to better treatments for all types of diabetes.
Membership makes life better because you're not alone anymore.
Call 0800 144 5406 or go online to become a Diabetes UK member for just £3 a month, because membership can help you learn to live better with diabetes.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Good evening and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Ladies and gentlemen, at 6 p.m. on the clock, it's time for the news break here on the broadcast. Let's quickly start with the headlines. ATR nightmare on Delhi-bound Air India flight. AI passengers stuck for 80 hours in Phuket. Plane takes off after 24 hours, grounded again. Air India passengers share ordeal on NDTV. We went through unimaginable scare. No communication from Air India staff. Bahujan Vikas Aghadi workers created a huge ruckus and accused Vinod Tavre, the senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, of distributing money in Virar, Mumbai. Vinod Tavre denies allegations. In a significant move, Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam board has decided it will remove all non-Hindus from the temple administration. Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai writes to Union Environment Minister over clearance for artificial rain, accuses the centre of ignoring its earlier request. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar meets Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi on Tuesday on the sidelines of the G20 summit. It marked their first meeting since India and China signed the border disengagement deal. Russian president ups the ante. Putin gives nod to new Russian nuclear doctrine. Ladies and gentlemen, less than 24 hours to go for the voting to start in the state of Maharashtra. In fact, if we count from today, from right now, it is just 14 hours before Maharashtra will start using their franchise and the people will, in fact, elect the new government. But high drama ensued today in Maharashtra. Look at these visuals. These visuals earlier came from Virar in Maharashtra, where at a hotel, Bahujan Vikas Aghadi party, their leaders and their workers caught, allegedly, Vinod Tawre, the senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the general secretary of the BJP, and alleged that he was distributing money in this hotel. There was wads of cash and some packets which were in fact picked up and was shown as the proof of what the allegations were. Look at this massive ruckus that happened here. And then outside, there was a bag full of money, allegedly, and a diary in which names of the people was written who was supposed to be given this money. Mr. Tawre, though, denied these allegations and also said that Election Commission is free to inquire and investigate. Now, Election Commission has registered an FIR as far as this case is concerned. And at this moment, this has become the biggest talking point in the battle for Maharashtra, which starts tomorrow.
चुनाव आयोग उसके इंक्वायरी करे, पुलिस इंक्वायरी करे, सीसीटीवी फुटेज ले ले, तो उसमें वास्तव जो है, मैं तो 40 साल से पार्टी में हूँ, तो जो वास्तव है वो सबको पता है। और फिर भी चुनाव आयोग ने निष्पक्ष इंक्वायरी करनी चाहिए, ऐसा मेरा भी आग्रह है।
बांटेंगे, पैसा बांटेंगे तो जीतेंगे ना। हाँ, बांटेंगे तो कटेंगे नहीं। भाजपा वाले पैसा बांटेंगे तो ही जीतेंगे। विनोद तावड़े जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय महासचिव हैं। महाराष्ट्र के बड़े नेता रहे बीजेपी की सरकार के। अब राष्ट्रीय महासचिव, उनके ऊपर बहुत जिम्मेदारी रहती है। कभी चंडीगढ़ का मेयर को बनाओ, वहाँ पैसा बांटो, हरियाणा में पैसा बांटो। वो बहुत ही अनुभवी व्यक्ति है उसमें।
Bharatiya Janata Party releasing the videos of their leaders' bags and helicopters being checked seems to be a farce. They have done this after Mr. Uddhav Thackeray ji exposed them and showed how particularly the opposition is being targeted and the bags that they carry were being checked. If the Election Commission is carrying out these kind of checks, it should be done. But what we want to say is that all these checkings should be done impartially across all parties, and all leaders traveling across Maharashtra should go through this security check and the bags should be checked. There should be a complete impartial process in place.
Let me bring in my colleague Anuj, who's joining us at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, on this very big story at this moment. Anuj, now, just a day ahead of the elections, now this has become the biggest talking point. It was something that was, people were apprehensive about the kind of money power that is going to be used a day ahead of election. People are now accusing Mr. Tawre and using that as an example of the money power being utilized in Maharashtra.
You know, a day before elections is usually referred to as a silent period and not much is expected during this particular time. But thanks to Mr. Thakur and Tawde, it was quite eventful today, Vinod Tawde is a leader of high stature, and his involvement in giving out money and writing it in a diary, keeping the records to people in Virar is definitely a big thing. Now, several questions. Firstly, let's look at how this entire incident played out. Mr. Thakur and his son, who is contesting from Bahujan Vikas Aghadi, got the news or got the lead of Vinod Tawde and the local BJP people there giving out cash for votes just a day before the election. And when they got to know about it, they rushed to the hotel, not just with their workers, but with close to 1,000 to 1,500 people, which is a huge number. And then they gheraud Vinod Tawde and made him stay in the hotel for close to 4 hours. Besides that, we also saw that violent activities broke out between the workers and the supporters of both these two parties. But the way it ended is even more dramatic. We saw that a press conference was expected to happen, a joint press conference between Mr. Thakur and Vinod Tawde. Mr. Thakur had alleged, or rather accused, Vinod Tawde of having as much as 5 crores of cash for distribution in that particular region, and also maintaining a diary, the visuals of which have started going online across the country. And now, after making such serious allegations, we saw that there was an announcement of an unexpected or a surprising press conference, but that press conference was called off at the very last moment, by the election because of the warning provided by the Election Commission of India. After that, we saw that somehow Vinod Taude, while leaving that particular place, Senior Thakur and his son, all the three were seen traveling outside or moving outside the particular hotel in the same car. And the supporters there and the people watching it across the country were left with many questions. Now, what exactly or who exactly is behind all of these things? Was Vinod Taude actually involved in it? How seriously will the Election Commission of India look into the case which has been registered against Vinod Taude?
Right.
Will he take a press conference or put out a statement to clarify his particular position? Is something that we'll have to wait and watch out for.
And will this have an impact? Because, elections often, ladies and gentlemen, are about narrative and perceptions. Will this have an impact as far as the perception for the BJP is concerned when voters, in fact, turn out to the polling booths tomorrow in the morning? Anuj, stay on with me. There is much to talk about in Maharashtra. And while we are talking about this money and allegations of money being, in fact, distributed, I just want to, put out these numbers. This is what the Election Commission has said. And this tells you, despite all, ethics and morality that we talk about, how elections in India are also serious money game. Election Commission had said yesterday that seizures worth 1,000 crore rupees were made across the poll-bound states. We are talking about Jharkhand and Maharashtra, out of which 858 crore rupees, read this right, 858 crore rupees worth seizures were in Maharashtra. This was cash, liquor, and many other inducements as well. The seizures are 7 times more than what we saw in the elections of Maharashtra, assembly elections of Maharashtra in 2019. Just to put this out and tell you how, in fact, the kind of money power is being used in the state. Now, remember, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about both the Jharkhand and Maharashtra. Elections there tomorrow in both these states are going to start at 8 a.m. In the morning tomorrow. It will go on till 6. The 288 seats, the entire assembly of Maharashtra is going to see action tomorrow where people will be voting. And then Jharkhand, the second phase of polling is going to take place where 38 seats are up for grabs. It's a tough contest in Jharkhand between the ruling JMM alliance and the BJP. Meanwhile, in Maharashtra, it's the straight fight between the MVA and the Mahajuti. All preparations have been done by the Election Commission. Another small note, the by-elections of Uttar Pradesh, which are also being keenly watched, 9 seats, the by-polls are also going to take place tomorrow. Preparations have been completed by the Election Commission. Massive machinery, security, and others being moved by the EC. So what's the mood behind as we are talking at this moment for both these states? Let me bring in my colleagues. Anuj, who is joining us at this moment from Maharashtra. Prabhakar is with us from Jharkhand. Prabhakar, let me come to you first. First phase done, and, political parties must be making their assessments. But just ahead of the second phase, what's the mahal, what's the mood in Jharkhand?
Sankat, it's a battle for the tribal heartland. The areas which are going to poll today, that is tomorrow, the 38 assembly constituencies, they are spread across the Koilanchal region and also the Santhal Pargana, which is the Dumka and in and around Dumka. Remember, this entire region of Santhal Pargana, as we call it, is a tribal heartland. That is where the JMM has emerged as a political party. That has been the political ground for Shibu Soren and now Hemant Soren. Their constituencies also fall in that particular region. So it would be a testing ground tomorrow, actually, whether the BJP's narrative of trying to dent into the tribal vote bank of JMM, which is considered to be their stronghold, whether that has worked on ground or not. So that will be a very
Quidco gives you cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco. Sign up and start saving today. Visit quidco.com.
Join me and the Style Squad. Shop now exclusively at Freeman's. Get comfy this Christmas with Pillow Pad Fold Away from JML, the multi-angle viewing stand that makes any device easy to see, comfortable and hands-free. The plush microfiber ledge holds any device securely at the perfect viewing angle, and it comes with a handy storage compartment. It's a great gift for sofa surfers. Whether you're sitting, lounging or lying down, get the perfect view with Pillow Pad Fold Away. Only $19.99 from Asda, Dunelm, Morrison's, Tesco and jmldirect.com.
At Tesco Mobile, that Black Friday feeling lasts longer. Get the epic Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra with unlimited data for just $49.99 a month with Club Card prices. That's a huge Black Friday saving of £738. And what's more, that price is frozen for your whole contract. Plus, you'll also get Club Card points for even more value, turning Black Friday into Black Friday. It pays to be connected. Search Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
Hello?
Hello? I need help.
Hello? I desperately need a place to stay.
Every 10 minutes, we get a call like this from another homeless young person. This Christmas, we're expecting more frightened young people to call the Centrepoint helpline than ever before. We must answer their calls. Please, call 0808 281 8005 today or search Centrepoint 5 online to start your gift of just £5 a month. In the months ahead, you'll know your gift is helping more homeless young people get the safety and support they urgently need. Thank you.
Some people think life slows down in your 50s, but I've got a few rounds left to go. And I don't want my lot to have to worry about funeral costs. Let them spend their money on nicer things. So I decided to learn more about over 50s life insurance from Cover Today. Cover Today are the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period, unlike other insurers who could make you wait up to 2 years for full cover. With Cover Today, you're fully covered from day one, and you're covered for the whole of your life. Plus, unlike other things in life, the price never goes up. Go online or talk to their friendly UK team in just one phone call.
Cover Today are the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period and no annoying trips to the doctors either. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Now I'm with Cover Today, I can get on with something much more interesting.
To find out more about Cover Today, call our friendly UK team on 0800 380 0060 or visit covertoday.co.uk.
Maharashtra election yesterday, it was in fact the minister, former minister who was attacked there, and Anil Deshmukh, there was stone pelting on his, Anil Deshmukh was campaigning, he completed his campaign and was on his way back. That's the time when he was attacked. He was injured, in fact, in this, and at this moment he's recuperating. Whether this is going to have big, in fact, impact, that will be an important consideration come the elections. Now, let's talk about Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar Senior has gone against his partners Rahul Gandhi and Uddhav Thackeray and attacked on the attack on the Adanis. In fact, Pawar has said they just want to attack Adani. Dharavi is not an issue. In an interview to a digital platform, NCP Sharad Pawar, leader and senior leader of the Mahavikas Aghadi, Mr. Pawar has rejected Rahul Gandhi and Uddhav Thackeray's attack on Adani Group with respect to the Dharavi project. All right, so as I was telling you earlier, ladies and gentlemen, Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray leader Sanjay Raut has in fact criticized Maharashtra Home Minister Devendra Fadnavis for worsening law and order situation in the state following the recent attack on former Home Minister Anil Deshmukh. And the NCP-SP has demanded thorough probe into Anil Deshmukh attack incident and has said instead of calling this political stunt, state government should get to the root of this matter. They have also asked their election commission to probe the incident.
मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी वालों को इतना ही बताना चाहता हूं कि मेरे को पत्थर मारो या गोली मारो, अनिल देशमुख मरेगा नहीं। और आपको सबक सिखाए बिगर हम रहेंगे नहीं।
महाराष्ट्र की कानून व्यवस्था, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर पूरी तरह से खत्म हो गई। इस राज्य में चुनाव में इस प्रकार की भयंकर हिंसा कभी नहीं हुई थी। देवेंद्र फडणवीस विद्यमान गृहमंत्री है, उनके शहर में महाराष्ट्र के पूर्व गृहमंत्री अनिल देशमुख के ऊपर उनको मारने की साजिश, उनकी हत्या करने की साजिश और उनको जिस तरह से हमला किया, आपने देखा उसका वीडियो, पूरा सर टूट गया है, फूट गया है। कौन जिम्मेदार है? चुनाव आयोग के हाथ में पूरे सूत्र रहते हैं ना, तो सबसे पहले चुनाव आयोग जिम्मेदार है, जो महाराष्ट्र की हालत खराब हो गई है।
Anuj continues to be with us for all these developments from Maharashtra. Anuj, how is Mr. Deshmukh? We saw him, in fact, speaking at this moment, giving a soundbite to the reporters. But what kind of impact has this been politically?
Mr. Deshmukh is doing fine. He got a few stitches on his head after the incident took place late at night yesterday. But it clearly has, shaken the atmosphere here in Maharashtra. Not just that, if you look at last 24 hours and what we refer to as the silent period earlier, have been very crucial. Firstly, a large amount of money was found in a 5-star hotel in Nashik, and then there were links of it being of, someone from the Shinde government or Shinde Sena party. Then, of course, what happened to Anil Deshmukh today, and then yesterday, and then the entire Vinod Taude fiasco today. So all of these three things somehow have shown that the current ruling dispensation in the state has found itself in a tricky or a precarious situation. Talking about Anil Deshmukh's situation yesterday, he got seriously hit because of the stones which were pelted to him, according to the members of the Sharad Pawar NCP faction, by the supporters of the Bharatiya Janata Party. After the videos of that particular incident went viral, we saw a number of reactions coming from the members of the Mahavikas Aghadi from all the parties, where they openly criticized the BJP for doing it. At the same time, we did not see a strong rebuttal from the Bharatiya Janata Party's senior leaders, while several leaders called it as an emotional stunt, as a mere attempt to gain some sort of sympathy. But then the senior leaders who were directly questioned, especially Devendra Fadnavis, who is the Home Minister of the state and has often been accused for, decreasing the overall the value of law, or creating a lawlessness situation by the opposition leaders, especially by Sanjay Raut and by Supriya Sure, has not really given a strong statement regarding this particular issue. Now, another thing that makes it more interesting is that Anil Deshmukh has been one of the more vocal leaders against the BJP, Mahayuti as a whole, but Bharatiya Janata Party in specific. After he spent his time in jail for close to 8 to 9 months, we saw that he went on to show several proofs, and he went on to state that the Bharatiya Janata Party had laid down a plan to not just get him in, but also a plan a plan that would impact the career of Uddhav Thackeray, Ajit Pawar's son, and also Aditya Thackeray. In that entire situation, we are seeing that this major development will play a crucial role, especially hours before the state goes to poll. Anil Deshmukh is the senior leader from the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. He's the former Home Minister of the state. And, this is used as a reference by many, as Supriya Sure also said in a press conference today, about when a senior leader and a former Home Minister is not, his safety is not, guaranteed by the state, then what about the safety of women? What about the safety of children? These are the topics which have been there and thereabout in the last 4 to 5 months, when you talk about incidents in Badlapur and elsewhere in the state. But this surely has, impacted the way Mahavikas Aghadi, on a silent day when they cannot really go out and campaign openly, have gone out to attack the government and especially Mr. Fadnavis.
Okay, in fact, very quickly, before I let you go, because there is some news we are expecting, some big breaking news which is coming in, and we'll come back to you on that. But very quickly, at this moment, Anuj, the BJP is calling it some sort of a political stunt. Is the police, in fact, investigating it? What has been the to and fro between both these parties?
The NCP, Sharad Pawar faction people and the eyewitnesses made it very clear that according to them, it was the workers of the Bharatiya Janata Party who were the ones responsible for pelting stones at the car. But the BJP leaders have also been very strong with their statement. They've talked about how if a 10 kg stone is thrown at a car, how is it that the damage did not happen to the bonnet? How is it that his security cars were too far away from him? Why did the car not rush but stop at that very place? Why did no one else get injured but Anil Deshmukh? These are some of the questions put forth forth by the leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and some very pertinent questions, especially when their party is facing some serious attacks from the opposition. The police, on the other hand, had made it clear last night that they are still investigating this entire matter, and then they refrained from talking about the involvement of any particular political party's workers in this same matter. But when you talk about the involvement of the BJP workers, it has only come from the Mahavikas Aghadi's end, but they are yet to give substantial proof for that.
All right, Anuj, stay on with me. There is breaking news coming in, important, in fact, news, ladies and gentlemen, which is coming in at this moment. Let's very quickly turn our attention to this. FIR has been, as we were telling you earlier, FIR has been registered against senior BJP leader Vinod Tawre. Now, interestingly, now the FIR names Vinod Tawre and another leader for this, what has happened in Virar. Earlier, we were reporting to you that in Virar, their allegation is that Mr. Tawre allegedly was there to distribute cash. There was some money which was also, in fact, confiscated, some envelopes and a diary in which names of the BJP workers were written in which those who were supposed to get this money. Now, FIR has been filed against Vinod Tawre in the cash case. The Election Commission had initiated this FIR, and what we know at this moment, he has been named, and now just a day, in fact, 13 and a half hours before Maharashtra votes, this is going to be a very, very important, in fact, fixture, a talking point for the voters as they go and vote, exercise their franchise. Anuj continues to be with me at this moment. Anuj, Vinod Tawre has been named in the FIR. Troubles only increasing for him. He said, let there be any kind of investigation, Election Commission, police investigation with this FIR. Now, this becomes the focus point before the votes.
This becomes a very important focus point because you see Vinod Tawre is a very senior leader from the Bharatiya Janata Party. He's the national secretary, and he was also looked at as the next phase for becoming the chief minister from the state of Maharashtra. He comes from the Maratha community, which has been in news, especially because of the reservation issue. And Vinod Tawre is someone who is considered to be very close with the top heads of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and he was looked at as a serious alternative to Devendra Fadnavis and of course Eknath Shinde if the BJP gets a majority. But this case being filed, which has his name written on it, especially 13 hours before the state goes to play, gives away some very important indications about what is going to be the mood of not just the people or the voters, but how are the leaders and how is the dynamics within the Bharatiya Janata Party is going to work out. We can see that, he is considered to be one of the most respected leaders within the party. He's got his, great relations with different sections in the party, be it the Delhi faction, be it the Pankaja Munde faction, be it the other local factions. And his name coming into this particular case will surely be a very big hitting point for not just